Hello friends, in today's part we are going to see next part of closer look at methods and classes practical part 2. In this we are going to see some examples, remaining examples. First example is closer look at argument passing. For that I have created one project called by value. So I open it. Then I created one package for call by value, and in that call by value.java is created. Here for call by value I created one class, that is test class, and here I pass parameters integer I comma integer j by value. Now this I will be modified to I into is equal to 2, and that is I is equal to I into 2, and j will be modified to j is equal to j divided by 2. So whenever you are calling by value, this is the local copy of variable that is created, and not actual values will be modified. So I created two variables, a is equal to 15, b is equal to 2, and then a and b before call, a and b after call. So if I pass them by value 15 and 2, only inside this method where scope of these variables are created and destroyed, values will be modified, and after call a and b will be printed as it is. So we will run this project. So a and b before call, in actual method it is modified as 30 and 1, and after call 15 and 2 remains intact. So it is very simple example we have seen. Now we will see call by reference project. For this I will close this project. Next project is call by reference. Here package for call by reference is created, and this is my class call by reference, which contains public static void main. Here also I created one class, that is test class, and in this test class I created one parameterized constructor int ai comma int j. A is equal to I, b is equal to j, and in this I passed one parameter as a class test object to this method, and since I am passing by reference, actual objects or actual values will be modified, and the final result will be printed. So while I am creating here object of test class and I am passing here two variables 15 and 20, a will be initialized to 15, b will be initialized to 20, and after that ob.a and ob.b, that is object.a and b, will be modified here. This is equal to o.a is equal to o.a into 2, and here o.b is equal to o.b into divided by 2. So when I pass them by reference, I pass this object to this method, and ob.method object, this is called as call by reference, and after that ob.a and b after call to method I will display. So now before call and after call is displayed over here. Now what is the difference? In the previous example local copy of variable is made, and now in this example directly of the reference of a object is passed. And because since we have passing direct reference, actual objects or actual object will be modified. Now we will see the next example, how to return object by method. So now I will close this project, call by reference, returning objects. So for that I created return object demo. In this I created one package called pack for return object demo, and return object.java with the public static void main is created. In this, what I did, one parameterized constructor is created where a will be initialized to I. Then I wrote this method increment by 10. What this method will do, first of all, it is returning object of class test. And how it will be returning it? First of all, it will create a temporary object and it will be incrementing it by 10 and then returning that temp. So this will be saved over here. First of all, I created one test object with parameter 2. So a will be initialized to 2. Then I created second object, that is ob2. Then ob2 is equal to ob1 dot increment by 10. So what does this line will do? It will pass 2 here, and 2 plus 10, that is 12, will be returned in this object 2. So I will print here object dot a and object1 dot a and object2 dot a. Next, I again increment the value of object2 by 10 and I store over here. So ob2 dot a after second increase will be, first of all it will be 12 and next it will be 22. The same example we have used here, like that we have already explained in the theory part. So this is also very simple example. What I will do now, I will run this code. So first of all, ob.a is equal to 2, ob2.a is equal to 22, and ob2.a after second increase will be 22. Here it is 12, sorry, and here it is 22. Now the next example we will see, it is of recursion. So for that, I close this project. Recursion demo, that is first example of recursion. We see factorial example in theory. So what is the factorial example says? First of all, I create the method that is called as fact, and I passed here a number whose factorial I have to found. Then I created one variable that is result, and this is the stopping condition, very important condition I have to create. If I will not create this stopping condition, what will happen? If I will not provide this stopping condition, my factorial method will go into infinite loop. Then result is equal to fact of n minus 1 into n, and then return result. What does this line do? It will create factorial of n minus 1 and it will multiply it by number. So number will be decremented and again number will be decremented, again call this way. Then I created one object of class, this class factorial, new factorial. Then I found out factorial of 3 using recursion, factorial of 4 and factorial of 5. So let's run this project. Factorial of 3 is 6, factorial of 4 is 24, factorial of 5 is 120. This is the factorial recursion example. I created one more example that we have seen in theory part, one more recursion example, that is print array. That is recursion demo 2. In this example, I created package for recursion demo 2. here I created one class that is recursive test, and I created array of values. Then recursive test parameterized constructor is created over here. Values is equal to new int of I. Okay. So new array of whatever value I passed here of that particular size I will be creating. Then this is the recursive function I created. Print array int I. If I is equal to 0, this is my stopping condition. Then else I create it like print array I minus 1. So whatever number I will be passing, I will be decrementing it by 1, and then I am again calling the same function. Up to when? Up to the I is equal to 0. This is the stopping condition. And then I print system.out.println I minus 1 plus values of I minus 1. This will be my final result displayed. Now, in the main function public static void main, I created recursive test object is equal to new recursive test 10. What is this 10? This much values I have to print. Okay, so this is only the size I have specified. To put the actual value, what I have to do, I have to put the actual values into my array. ob.values of I is equal to I. So what it will do, it will store all the values 0 to 9 over here, and then I call the print array function, which is the recursive function. In the print array function, it will recursively call the same function like 10 minus 1, that is 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. When it is 0, it will return and it will print me all the values that I need. From 0 to 9, when it will 0, it will return and it will start printing, and my final result is over here. So this way we have seen two examples of recursion. One is factorial example and second is recursion example. One important thing you have to note here, that all these examples I have done by practical in the previous two lectures of the practical part. But the problem was my voice was not clear in that videos. So what I am doing here, I am repeating all. If any student is not hearing my voice properly, he or she can repeat the video over here. But the problem is, in the same workspace, I cannot create same project twice. So for that purpose, I am explaining here with the high volume here the same projects. So I am explaining, I have already explained in the theory part. I have already typed and explained in the previous sessions, and here in this video I'm not typing here, I'm only repeating the part what I have already explained. So whoever student who is not understanding or not hearing my voice in the previous video, for this chapter only, not all part, not all lectures, he or she can use this video to understand it, if whatever my voice is clear in this video. So next I will close this project. Then I created one access test project, access control demo. In this, I created one package for access control, access test.java. Like the access test we have created, we have understood in the theory part, private and public. For this session, for this chapter only, the next upcoming chapters we will be viewing the protected part of access control. Here I created three variables. One is default access. By default, access is allowed to the all classes within the same package. No outside member of the outside package can access this default public integer A. For the public access, this integer B can be accessed throughout the project. Throughout the project means In any packages, any class, any method can access this public variable B. And this is the private access variable, that is C. So how to access this private variable? Using the public getters and setters method. So creating getters and setters is very easy. You have to just, I will give you one example. Private integer D supports. So to create or generate getters and setters automatically, you have to just right click on this and go to source and then generate getters and setters. This will be generating your variable D with the getters and setters method. Okay. So this way get D and set D, what this will do? This will return D and this will set D to D. Okay. And now in the main method, I created one test object. Test ob is equal to new test. Okay. So for ob.a, it will be 20. It is a default access variable, so it is public for this class. Then ob.b is equal to 20. This is the public member, so it is also accessible. But to set ob dot c, I cannot use it like ob.c. It will give me error. Why? Because it is a private variable. It is not visible at all. So it will give me an error like change visibility of C to package. So to access or to set and get the values, I use the set C and get C methods. So this way we understood the private and public. ob.a is okay, ob.b is okay, ob.c is not okay, and this is the ob.setC method to set the value of C to 100, and this is the ob.getC method to get the value from the program. So now I will run this project. A, B, and C are 10, 20, and 100. So this way we have understood the access test, access test example. Now we will see one more example. In this, we have created stack class with the two variables private. First variable private, it is private integer stack array, and second it is top of stack variable. So there is one project called here test stack demo 2 project is created. In this stack, what changes we have did is integer stack array is made as private, integer top of stack is also made as private. Then this is a parameterized constructor. In this parameterized constructor, new int of size and top of stack is initialized to -1. So all the remaining part is same. Top of stack is equal to stack dot. Otherwise, when using array, we have already seen. So length variable, length method, how we can use to access how many elements are there in array. We can use array name dot length -1. So in this example, we have used the array value. This is the using array test stack method. For the without array method, there is one more project to understand it better. That is test stack demo. Here top of stack is equal to 9. 9 is what? Stack dot length 10 minus 1. So same thing we have did, but using length value. Here stack is private, top of stack is also private. If top of stack is equal to 9, stack is full will be printed. Otherwise, what we will do? We will increment the top of stack by 1 and put the item onto the stack. For popping, what I am doing? If top of stack is less than 0, I am printing stack underflow. Else I return stack, take the element out of the stack and then minus or decrement the value of top of stack index. Now I created two stack objects like previously we have did, and I push the values from 0 to 10. My stack 1 dot push of I, my stack 2 dot push I. So here I put the values from 0 to 9. Here I push the values from 10 to 19. Then stack in my stack 1 I am printing by popping all the data items that I already put on the stack, and stack in my stack 2 same way I am doing here. What is the difference between these two for loops? And these for loops I have already explained. Like here I have to put all the variables from 0 to 19 and 10 to 19, 0 to 9 and 10 to 19. For that purpose I created two such for loops. But here I just have to iterate the for loop. For that purpose I am doing it using 0 to 10, and all the remaining part is same. Only thing we have to understand it like this. My stack 1 dot top of stack is equal to -2. This is a malicious access we have given. If suppose the stack class goes into wrong hands, it can maliciously or intentionally it can change the value of top of stack to -2 and stack of 3 to 100. But since we have made all these two variables to private, it cannot be happen. So I commented out this line. This 2 will give me error because those are private. Those are not visible to this class. Then understanding static project. We have created use static demo project we have created. In this use static demo, we created one package for new static, and use static.java class is created. So what is static? When we have to call any method without using object, we use it as static. But the condition is static static methods can only access static data. For that purpose, I created two variables. Those are static. A is initialized to 3, then B, then this is the static block. Here, whatever B value is there, it will be A into 4. So 3 into 4, 12 will be initialized over here, and this is the method where I have printed value of X, value of A, and value of B. Now I directly, without creating object, I directly call this method. I initialize or pass the value as 42. So after I put a 42, X will be printed as 42. First of all, when I create this project, without creating before creating any object, before starting the main method running, what is happening over here? First of all, A will be initialized to 3. Then static block is initialized, B will be initialized to 12, and then after I create the method, call the method 42, it will print X, A, and B. So now I run this project. Static block initialize 42, 3, and 12. So this way we understood the static block. Then one more example of stack demo using array. So array length demo project is created. In this, I created one package for array length. Here, three arrays are created. How to get the array length? Using array name dot length. So first array length is 10 because it can hold 10 number of elements. Then this one can hold 8 number of elements, and array 3 can hold 4 number of elements. So this way we created 3 arrays and printed the values of 3 arrays. Now we will run this code. Length of array 1 is 10. Length of A2 is 8 and length of A3 is 4. After this, one more stack example we will see, that is test stack demo 2. In this, we have used the length to find out the length of stack. All other points are same, only here if top of stack is equal to stack dot length minus 4. So what is top stack dot length? Whatever stack I may be creating, whatever be its length minus 1. So here I put random values. Here I am not putting 10 everywhere. Here I am putting 5. So here what it will be checking for, if I am passing 5, it will be checking for top of stack is equal to 4. From 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, it will be checking the top of stack. Then next, here I created one more stack having 8 elements. So for that, what it will be checking, top of stack is equal to stack dot length, that is 8 minus 1, that is 7. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. When the top of stack is equal to 7, it will be printing me stack is full. So what is the difference between previous stack and this stack? In previous stack we were creating what? Only 10 number of elements will be stored. So top of stack was equal to always 9. So here we can use random number of stack elements. For 5 times I pushed 0 to 4. For 8 times I pushed here 0 to 7. And while while printing or popping also, what I am doing is 0 and I less than 5, I plus plus. So 5 times I am iterating to pop, 8 times I am iterating to pop. So this way we created and run the project. Now we will again run the same project. Stack in my stack 1 and stack in my stack 2 in reverse order. Because whatever goes in first will come out last. Next, nested and inner classes. So for nested and inner classes, we created inner class demo project. For inner class demo, I created one class that is called as outer class, and inner class will be having public static void main. Okay, so class outer is having one outer variable, outer x is equal to 100, and this is the test method. So what is nested class? One class can be written inside another class. So class inner is written out inside the outer class. Now display method is written inside the inner class, and for 10 times this will be displaying me the value that is display outer X. And while I am creating the outer object, outer is equal to new outer. So outer class can have access to all the members or all the methods data variables written inside the class inner. For that purpose, outer can always access the test method written over here. So I can write it like this, outer.test. When this will happen, for 10 times class inner is written and created, and then what I will be doing, I will be displaying inner is equal to new inner, object of inner is created, and display method is called. It is called for 10 times. So now I can run this code. This will be written as 10 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this way we understood nested and inner classes. Then some string examples we seen. String demo class we created. In the first string demo class, what we did, we created one string as a first string object. Why string object? We have written it as a name. Every string in the Java is treated as an object. First thing we have understood in theory part, and the second part we have understood it. Whatever modification we are doing to that particular string will be returned to the new copy of the object. So original constant or original object variable you are creating, that will remain intact always. So these two things we have already understood in the theory part. Now I created one string object having value first string, second string object having value second string, and this string object 3 will be concatenating these two strings, first string plus and plus second string, and I am printing these all values. Now I can run this code. First string, second string, first string, and second string. In the next string demo 2 project, we saw string demo 2 project, we saw that how string methods we can operate upon. So first string is created as a string object 1, second string, second string, string object 3 is initialized or assign a value as string object 1, and this is the string array we created. Now length of the first string I am displaying over here, string object 1 dot length. Character at 3 in string object 1 is equal to string object 1 dot character at 3. So character at particular index will give me character at that particular index. Now I'm checking if string object 1 is equal to string object 2, else string object 1 is not equal to string object 2. So I am, for that particular result, I am displaying that particular message. In our case, first string and second string are not equal, but since I am assigning first string to the third string, string object 3 and string object 3 are string object 1 are always equal. And array, I am creating array of 3 string constants 1, 2 and 3. For this particular string dot length, I am printing the value of that particular index of array. Now I can run this code. Length of object 1 is 12, so 12 characters are there inside the string 1. Character at 3, that is index 4, is 0, 1, 2, 3, that is 4 index, it will be S. Then string object 1 is not equal to string object 2, and string object 1 is equal to object 3. And then I am printing 3 string variables, 3 string values 1, 2 and 3. So this way we understood the string. Now we will see the next example of command line argument. For command line, I created one package for command line old. Only what this program will do, only it will be printing whatever arguments array dot length is. Whatever argument we are passing while running the project, it will be displaying those values. Now, how to run this command line demo? In the old Java programs, we were using command line to run Java programs. How we were running this? Java C, then filename.java, and after compilation we were doing it like Java and then filename. But in here in Eclipse or any particular ID that you are using, like IntelliJ IDEA or whatever you are using, in that you can directly pass the argument while running. So how to do it? Right click on the project and click on run as, then go to run configuration. So whatever run configuration is, select that particular configuration, go to arguments tab and pass the arguments over here. This is a test 100 minus 1. After applying, you can run this project, and after running you can see how many arguments you are passing after the running of the project. So zeroth argument is this, is a test 100 and minus 1. So this way you can easily run the project. Now after that we saw variable arguments, variable length arguments demo. For that purpose we created some examples, small examples. First was pass array demo. So before using the variable arguments, that is varx, what we were doing? We were doing single arrays to our methods. So sys array, we were forming the single array to that particular method, and for that particular array we were iterating the values. So how to write that using array before varx was generated in JDK5? From JDK5 I created one static method. Why static? Because I need to call this static method without use of object. In this, what I will be doing, number of arguments, where variable dot length contains, for int x colon v, I am printing particular number of arguments from this array. So for first, there is one element in n1 array, that is 10. There are 3 elements in n2 array, 1, 2 and 3, and there are no elements. So how to do that VA test? I directly call it VA test n1, VA test n2 and VA test n3. So I can run this project. Number of arguments 1 contains 10, number of arguments 3, 1, 2, 3, and number of arguments 0, no contents at all. In the next example, we saw varx project. that Varax demo project we created. In that, I created for Varax package and Varax.java. In this, the simple modification we did, and some more examples are done here only in the same project. First of all, what we did, we created one method, that is static void VA test with integer parameter. This is the method. In this, we are displaying the same way in the like in the previous project. But what is the difference over here? I provided 3 dots and then V. What does this line tells the compiler? That these are the variable number of arguments of data type integer. So whatever I will be passing here, it may be 10 variables, 10 arguments, it can be 15 arguments, it can be no arguments, but those will be of type integer and those will be variable. Those are not fixed. Those are not compulsory. Then we created one more method, that is VA test for Boolean variables, and this is the construction of this same way, but only for the iteration part we write here Boolean. We are iterating for Boolean. Here we are iterating for integer. So now we will go step by step again. First of all, I will comment out these lines. Now, before running this, what we did, we were calling VA test for only integer number of arguments. Okay, so integer 10 is provided here, integer 1, 2, 3 are provided here, and no arguments. Then we created varars with standard argument plus variable argument. So this is the standard argument and variable argument, that is one string and one variable number of argument of type integer. Okay, so for that I call this like this. So here I pass one string argument and variable number of arguments of data type integer. So I can call it like VA test 1 arguments, VA test 3 arguments, VA test no arguments. So we can run with the both overloaded varars method. First of all is calling for 3 times for integer type, and second is calling for variable number of arguments for string, and one standard parameter, one standard argument, and one variable number of argument. Now we added one more overloaded type of that method, that is for Boolean. And then what we are doing, VA test for Boolean. After that, ambiguity was generated. Why ambiguity was generated? This method VA test integer is ambiguous for the type var. Why? Because here also you can pass multiple number of arguments, no arguments for the integer type. Here also you can pass multiple number of arguments, no argument for Boolean type. But when you are calling this like this, compiler gets confused. Should I call this method or should I call this method? So that will be creating ambiguity. For that purpose, we commented out this line and we only call the overloaded version for the Boolean variable number of arguments. Then we run this code and we had output like true, false, and false. So this way we completed varars, and this is also finishing all the practical part of closer look at methods and classes. Practical part 2 and 3. Again I am repeating, this is the repeated video for those students who cannot hear my voice properly. So you can go through the 2 and 3 practical parts, and there I have explained by typing only, typing also, and here in this video I am just explaining because same workspace I cannot have same project twice. So I'm only explaining you. Here I'm not typing a new project, but and in that two practical part 2 and 3 I am typing also, and I am explaining also. So if you need explanation only in a loud voice, you are not able to hear me properly, you can go to this video. And if you are able to hear my voice, able to understand whatever I am typing in those practical videos, you can go to it, or you can refer 3 as well. So it is depending upon you that what you are doing. So remember this thing, and meet you in the next session for the inheritance part. We are going to start, that is theory part. Meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.